Hey folks, Nathan here from Star Wars Beyond the Films, the Star Wars Timeline Gold, and the Star Wars Reports Rebels Roundtable, bringing you a look at the last of the Wave 2 expansion items for Fantasy Flight Games Star Wars Armada. This is the Rogues and Villains expansion pack. And this one's going to look a little odd to you, because each of these is one ship at a time. And yet, they're teeny tiny. Okay, these are what are called irregular squadrons. They play like regular squadrons, but rather than having multiple ships, usually 3, on a multi-prong peg, instead we have one unpainted ship per peg. This is sort of an answer to that question of, well, I got all these cool characters and ships I like to play as in, say, something like X-Wing, but because of the scale of Armada, will I ever get to play with the Millennium Falcon or Slave One and such? Answer, yes. They will count as irregular squadrons in the game, and we get 8 of them, 7 of which have appeared in X-Wing, or will appear in X-Wing, in this one $20 pack. So we have, let's start with the components and get them out of the way. We have a crap ton here, 12 different defense tokens of one style. Add 2 more, we've got 14 total defense tokens. We have 10 total, 5 of each type, or excuse me, 8 total, 4 of each type of Squadron ID token. And we have our nice little proof of purchase. And I keep the components list, of course, which is basically just the reverse side of the back of the packaging here. Now, the good stuff. We have a YT-1300, which gives us the YT-1300, and Han Solo for Squadrons. This appeared in X-Wing. We have the YT-2400, Dash Rendar's ship, of course, the Outrider, so we have the YT-2400, and Dash Rendar, naming it the Outrider, right? So Han names it the Millennium Falcon, Dash names it the Outrider. Then we have an HWK-290, also appeared in X-Wing as well, generic, and the Moldy Crow with Jan Ors. Then, not something we've seen in X-Wing yet, we have a Skurg H-6 bomber from the Starfighter video game, which in that game was known as the Havoc, flown by Nim. Nice callback to a really old video game there. Relatively speaking, of course, early prequel days. Then for the Empire, we have a Jumpmaster 5000, aka Punishing One, flown by Dengar. This is coming to X-Wing soon. We have an Aggressor Assault Fighter, the IG-2000 under IG-88. Of course, that's already in X-Wing, as are there our other 2. A YV-666 under Bosk, known as the Hound's Tooth, and a Firespray 31 under Boba Fett, known as Slave One. So, each of these models keeps the color scheme we've seen before for Squadrons. They're not painted, but it's 1 each. And they're pretty decent, albeit somewhat fragile because they're so teeny tiny. And a cool new addition for those who have been not really happy with the idea of these generic Squadrons, wanting to really add some more intriguing characters into the mix as they are playing Armada. We have 8 ships here, or 8 irregular squadrons, 8 generic versions, and 8 specific unique versions with their unique pilots. A nice addition for $20 for Armada.